system in place to keep us in chains. By show of hands, who else is sick and tired of the same 1%? Trying to keep us small, trying to keep us from getting out. Minimizing the struggles they've caused, saying we're not working hard enough.
We really should stop this fighting. Otherwise, we'll miss the fireworks.
There won't be any fireworks.
And here we go. And welcome, everybody, to another edition of Suck It. I am the great and powerful King of Kings, Prince of all that is awesome, Derek. How the fuck is everybody tonight on this Monday, November 16th of the horrible year that has been 2020? What a fucking day it's been. What a fucking day it's been. You know, just, things here and there, things everywhere. Trying to, make things better. But you know what? It is what it is. So tonight, me and my buddy are going to make y'all laugh, cry, and, whatever. Because we got a couple of huge announcements to make. If you saw it on Instagram earlier today or over the weekend, or if you watched the Mental Health Hour earlier today, you will see everything that's been going on. But we'll get into that here momentarily because all the way from fucking Canada, like the piece of shit that he is, I got Tattness, Mr. Keith McCleary with me again today. And we're going to talk about our upcoming charity event that we got going on the 11th of December, as well as some other stuff that we got in the works. So I hope you all fucking enjoy it. Yeah. So thank you very much for, I always say, thank you very much for 1 million downloads for September. And as of right now, 850-some thousand for October. So hopefully we'll hit 1 million this month, as October as well. So thank you very much, guys. So let's just get to it because you know what? This is what we're all about here. So without further ado, let's just bring him on and have some fun with Mr. Keith McCleary. What up, motherfucker?
What's going on, man?
How you doing?
I spent all of last night, in spite of the fact that I'm almost 38, sitting around watching like every season of The Tick. So don't judge me.
Oh my God, really? What a fucking waste of time.
I love that show.
Is that a Canadian thing? I don't know.
I don't think so.
I mean, it might be.
Could be. I wouldn't be mad.
It's as Canadian as Nickelback.
Come on now.
Come on.
Come on now.
Come on. I mean, I forgot that show even existed on Amazon Prime, let alone fucking ever watched it.
If you put The Tick in the same sentence as those bastards again, we're gonna fight.
I could put them in the same sentence as you liking them again, like we talked about today.
Yeah, we got a problem still about that, by the way.
What, that I said that you like Nickelback?
Yeah, like we're it's on for life
like
now.
That you got a fucking hard on for Chad Kroeger?
Oh, it is so on now. I will see you in hell, sir.
Like I said before, I'm gonna take over the summer. I'm gonna beat your 6'5" ass inside of a cage, and just watch you fucking squirm as you sit there and say, the stand-up fucking comedian whooped my ass, and he hasn't been in a professional fight in 7 fucking years. That's just, that's how I roll, bitch.
I'm going to pummel you and make you listen to Nickelback the whole time.
This is how you're in my... Look at this photograph.
I now know where they got the name from, because a nickel's about all people would pay for that fucking CD, and they still want a refund.
Dude, They're one of the highest fucking paid fucking acts in the world.
How?
I don't know.
Probably paid to stop and just fuck off.
I know, right? Fucking hell. Oh my god. But anyway, we'll have more joking here in a second. But let's talk about what we got going on December 11th because it's fucking huge.
Yeah, I can't wait.
So, we announced it over the weekend. We've got it out there, and we're doing a huge charity fundraising event on December 11th, 6 p.m. East, 6 p.m. East, 3 p.m. West, or 7 p.m. Nova Scotia time. And we're doing a huge charity event we have what? I think I said 10 bands right now booked, about 8 comedians, and a bunch of special guest appearances from some major celebrities just coming in just to say hi. So, I mean, it's huge. I mean, this is going to be huge. Massively, massively fucking huge. And I'm so stoked to be doing it with you, brother.
Oh, dude, it's going to be a blast. I'm so stoked to be asked to do it because I love this kind of thing. And I do charity things like every year, especially where kids are involved.
Yeah.
And I just got hit up with a message just before coming on here. Of course, when I can't respond to people right away, it's about their donation that they want to pitch. So I'm like, of course, you wait till now when I'm about to do shit to hit me up about this.
Well, I mean, ours is going to be for Toys for Tots. We're going to donate it right there on, live. We're going to watch all the proceeds, and then we're just going to, as soon as the thing's over, we're just going to stay alive. We're going to go right to the website, and we're just going to donate all the fucking money. It's important because, this year there's been a lot of fucking people that have had rough years, and then even more people that have had even more rough times. It's sad and it's disgusting, the shit that we have been going through worldwide, and even worse here in America. I mean, for once, Canada is doing it right. No, but and I don't mean to joke. But it's just that bad here, and it's getting even worse. Here's one of the biggest problems that I've found out too. So say for instance you were fired from your job for illegitimate reasons, okay? Something that if you went to workers' comp with, you could easily get it overturned and get workers' comp to pay out. Well, because of all the COVID shit and people legitimately getting laid off and stuff like that and getting, uncontested unemployment, all those people that have gotten fired for fucked up reasons that they have to fight to get unemployment for are now 3, 4, 5 months backed up. So some of those people that still can't find a job that were fired for the wrong reasons, because even though, they got laid off for COVID, they're still paying that unemployment. So what a lot of companies are doing is saying that they fired you for something else, even though it was COVID, hoping that you won't contest it, therefore you won't get unemployment. So it's like, so some of these people are just fucking feeling it like bad. And then no one's fucking hiring, the White House and the fucking, government can say all they want is, oh, jobs are being added. But you know what? We just went back to school here in Northern Virginia like 2-3 fucking weeks ago, and they're already in a hybrid model. But now they're saying by the end of the year, they're going back to full long distance again because everything's starting to spike again. So what is that going to do for, again, restaurants, the entertainment industry, bars, retail establishments, all this crap again? It's gonna hit the fucking fan before it gets any better.
Yeah, dude. I mean, the whole Canada doing it right thing is like a partial truth because where I come from, Toronto, they're ass backwards. Like they're like 1,000+ new cases a day. Nobody seems to give a fuck. And now they're at a point where all the gyms are closed again. The restaurants are closed. Where I'm at, the gyms are open. Everything's great. No new cases. And if you do get one, it's the odd one. You know what I mean? That's kind of an exception to the rule. And they're doing everything right out here and keeping the borders to other areas kind of locked down a bit.
Yeah.
And people actually listen here. But in Toronto, people do whatever the fuck they want. They don't care.
They're like the Florida of Canada.
Yeah, basically. And
Sounds about right.
you know, so it's just like it's getting worse before it gets better, where they're going back full-blown lockdown because like all restaurants, all bars, everything's like gyms, everything is shut the fuck down, out of business damn near. You know, they open for a short amount of time and it's like people don't listen, so now we got to shut everything down again. And there's so many, like, what they're saying is that because there's so many cultures in Toronto, there's people that have like multi-generational homes,
Yeah.
and lots of family members that come and go. So it's like you're putting them in danger, then, you know, leaving and putting everybody else in danger. And, you know, when you have multi-generational homes, obviously there's some elderly people that are very susceptible to this.
Yeah.
That are obviously are going to have a bad time. A friend of mine out there was, you know, hit with this shit and on a respirator because she has asthma, I believe, and was in the hospital in ICU, otherwise healthy, but this shit hit. It was no joke, man. So, but there's still people in Toronto that are like, it's all a fabrication and the shit don't exist and blah, 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 blah. It's like, how many more people do you need to lose, dude?
Yeah. I mean, Florida, Texas, and California, I believe New York are like the top 4 states that are at the top of the, you know, the death rate. California, just because there's so many fucking people. I mean, they fought it. I mean, they've done everything they possibly could, but people are just stupid. Texas, on the other hand, they were like, you know what, fuck it, we're reopening. You know, Florida, the same thing. New York, again, same thing with California. It's, you know, they shut the shit down. You know, a buddy of mine in the band. One of the bands that'll be on our show, which I'm not going to announce yet, was talking about this last week, which you can go back and look at one of those episodes and figure out what I'm talking about. But, you know, he was talking about how he went outside one day because he lives on in Times Square, and he just saw like 5-6 people. You know, have you ever seen that movie, The Devil's Advocate, with Pacino and Keanu Reeves?
Yeah, man.
That scene where Keanu Reeves is sitting there standing in the middle of Times Square and there's nobody fucking around and it's just fucking ominous and creepy as fuck. That's exactly what he said it felt like. It was that bad. And, you know, when Times Square, you know, the city that never sleeps, is that bad, you know something's fucking going on. It's so, you know, I was lucky, you know, even prior to July when I, you know, left my job to pursue this and comedy and everything else like that full time. You know, when I was working in retail, you know, as a district fucking manager in 250 different stores a week, you know, I got lucky that I did not come down with it. Very, 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 very lucky. But it's like, I don't even know, dude. But, you know, again, for those people that are having these issues, you know, that's what we're doing this for. You know, it's somebody's got to happen. Somebody's got to do it. You know, I know there's some local places around here doing some toy drives and this and that, but you know what? They're just doing toy drives. They're not doing anything that is going to elicit a good amount of things. And more power to them. I'm not knocking anybody, but you know what? We're going to come on here for 4, 6, 8, fucking 10 hours. We have no idea how long we're going to be on here until we raise at least the money that we want to raise. And if we hit the money, we're going to double it. And then we're going to double it. And then we're going to double it until we run out of acts to have. I mean, but if we hit the goal within the first 30 minutes, then we're going to double it. And then because we have acts to fill 4 hours at least. And who knows what else is going to happen within the next 2-3 weeks. So if it could go for 6 hours, it could go for 8 hours, but we're not going to do it. We're not going to stop until all the acts are done and we have everything that we want done.
Damn straight. And I'll be here for the whole damn thing. So
Hell yeah.
I'm telling you, dude, if it wasn't for gyms being open, if this became like some like huge plague that just wiped out the fucking population, I'd be the only motherfucker left alive, because I don't leave my fucking house if I don't need to, or my studio. I don't fuck with anybody. I keep to myself. So.
I'm sorry, you don't leave your house? What's
my house, bro.
What's your house? I don't know what a house is.
Right.
You don't get outside very much.
I don't fucking go anywhere too often if I don't have to. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like doing shit, but I just keep to myself a lot. So,
see, for me, I enjoy going out to bars. I enjoy going out and listening to music, acoustic music, going to breweries and, you know, discovering, you know, stuff like that. Like where I live at, I mean, it's fucking mountainous as fuck. You know, about 30 minutes up the road, we have a mountain called Bluemont. And on top of Bluemont, one of the breweries out there is a place called Bear Chase. And it overlooks all of Loudoun County. And it is just one of the most beautiful things in the world. I mean, you could just sit there and not get drunk and just enjoy a pretzel while overlooking this gigantic fucking town from the top of a mountain. But no, you got to drink beer. But the thing about it is, you know, you can do that right now, but you got to do it socially distanced, wear a fucking mask, and they're not bringing in acts right now. And it's, you know, it's certain times, everything's closed up. You know, it's, you know, we're getting ready to restrict, I think it's I think it was yesterday. New restrictions went into effect for Virginia. We used to have a 250, they opened it up to 250 people gatherings. Now it's back down to 25 person gatherings, you know, and all these restrictions and again are coming back. So it's like, what's going to happen next? So, you know, I just miss going outside, but you know, for me, I miss going to, you know, I went to 10 different concerts last year, man. 10. To not go to one this year sucks. Last year, I saw Ice Nine Kills 3 times, Slipknot, Nothing More, Falling in Reverse, Behemoth, fucking Mastodon, Coheed and Cambria. The list goes on and on. And this year, I've seen my fucking face staring back at me every day on this fucking show, trying to, you know, garner some type of laughter out of myself in order so I don't go fucking batshit crazy. I mean, if it wasn't for the concert series that I did over the summer where I had fucking bands on every night of the week, I would have gone crazy.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? I mean, for me here, it's kind of like normal life because, like I said, where I live, we kind of have it under control for the most part. So not much is too different anymore. But there was that 6 months where the gym was like closed and that fucking hurt. That drove me nuts.
Oh, I'm sure it did.
But other than that, you know, it was
You
like
can stay home and do jazzercise.
right, you
And
know,
one.
sweat to the oldies.
Turn on some Richard Simmons.
Right.
Come
you know.
on, everybody. Aside from that, you know, it also hurts that, you know, I can't go tell jokes. You know, I'm a stand-up. I enjoy doing that. I've done it twice this year.
It hurts Canada too because you just take it out on us. So just mock us every chance you get.
Dude, my list of Canadian jokes have just gotten worse and worse and worse. You know, I got nothing left to say. You know, but the thing about it is I might be running out of things to say, about Canada. You know, it's, you know, how many Justin Bieber jokes can somebody tell, or how many Nickelback jokes can somebody tell?
That's why you keep bringing me back. You want more fuel, you bastard.
Hey, you had me on your show last week, so you know.
That is true.
It is very true. Hey, so I only talk when I'm talking to guests because I only, you know, I have actors and musicians and, you know, famous people on my show. I rarely ever get to talk sports. So last time you and I talked a little bit wrestling, so I kind of want to do that tonight as well. Because there's some shit going on in the E, which is taking place right now at wherever they're in Orlando still, but
I gave that up for you. You see that?
it's called DVR, motherfucker.
I stream it. I'll just go back and watch it.
Me too. I got it recording right now. I'll watch it in the morning. Did you see that Zelina Vega got fired last week on Friday?
I did.
So, all right. So, this is not really going to be wrestling talk. So don't Keith and I both agree that we don't get very many YouTube watchers, but we get a shit ton of downloads. So whatever. Don't undownload us or don't click away from the stream. I still need your 1,000,000 downloads, but we're gonna talk a little bit of wrestling here for a second. Sorry. For those of you who don't watch wrestling or who do watch wrestling, and are not on the dirt sheets reading behind the scenes shit. One of the things that WWE recently did was they have disallowed anyone to participate in a third-party app. So Cameo, Twitch, YouTube, so on and so forth. They had to sign over their accounts to WWE and then share the profits with them, only if WWE allowed them to have it. And one of the people, her name is Zelina Vega. Her real name is what is her real name? I can't think of her name off the top of my head. But anyway, she opened up a OnlyFans account. Now, her OnlyFans account was not a nude OnlyFans account. It was just for her cosplay. Just cosplay. And they fired her for violating the third-party, platform. What is your feelings on the whole third-party platform thing? When you first heard about it, what did you think?
I thought, what a dictatorship, first of all. I thought that can't be, like, how the fuck is that legal? And I hear now further into the story that it's because she was quite vocal about keeping her Twitch channel. And you muted yourself again.
She was also preaching unionization.
Well, that was after she got canned. But she was talking pretty vocally, apparently, amongst insiders that said she was pretty vocal about wanting to keep her Twitch channel alive, and everyone thinks that maybe they're just trying to make an example of her, so other people don't try the same, put up a fight and kind of do it anyway, do whatever the hell you want kind of deal. So yeah, after the fact, she did mention unionization, and I was like, "Damn, ask Jesse Ventura how that conversation worked out for him."
I know, right?
But then I saw that someone from SAG fucking reached out to her from the actors union, and not to get political, but there's a dude that was already against this that might end up in Biden's party, from what I hear.
He was a Democratic political candidate, part of the primary back in February, or whenever that primary was. February, March. I don't remember anymore. But anyway, he was part of the original primary,
Right.
and ended up not winning, obviously. His name is Andrew Yang, I think his name is.
And I mean, he could end up in the cabinet regardless if he's picked.
Yeah.
And he kind of put it out there. I haven't forgotten about Vince McMahon. So if I get in a position of power where I could do something about this kind of thing, sounds like he plans to. So it's going to get interesting.
Yeah, because him and Trump are like this. I mean, they're besties, and plus his Vince McMahon's wife is a member of the cabinet.
Right.
So I mean, she's head of small business, I think it is, or something along those lines. I don't know. I mean, here's where I stand on it. Okay, so somebody who used to be in the biz, I think having those streams, while fun and is cool, that AJ Styles or whoever gets to go on there and do their thing. It's even though it's 2020 and everyone knows, you know, they can go back and they can find certain things out, and whatever, and whatever. It's kayfabe still needs to have some type of existence. And what kayfabe is, for those of you who don't know, is that image of realness. You know, that persona of what they're doing is real. Now, granted, what they do in the ring is real. It's just predetermined. Having that. Here's an example. The biggest one, Xavier Woods. His real name is Austin Creed. Has one of the largest YouTube channels out there. Up, up, down, down. It's a gaming channel. But he has it as Austin Creed's Up, Up, Down, Down. So if you go there, and then when he brings people on from WWE to game with him, he uses their real name. Again, it kind of breaks the kayfabeness of it. But at the same time, I get why they're doing it, especially this year. They don't have house show money. They don't have pay-per-view buys anymore. There's a lot of missing revenue. So I get that point, but at the same time, I kind of agree with it, but I kind of don't. I don't think they should have shut him down, but no. I think they should have been more strict about it. Don't talk about storylines. Don't do this or don't do that. Like, especially was it 3 or 4 years ago when Lana and Rusev, announced their engagement and whatever else, that they were supposed to be broken up on TV, and now they're, announcing their fucking, it ruined it. I mean, now granted, again, people know, but you've got to maintain that realness of it. And I think there's a disconnect between what it was today and 20 years ago.
Yeah, I do understand where people are coming from, though, in the same respect. The company does the same fucking thing if they can turn a profit. There's all these shows they've done of oh, my child is a fucking WWE wrestler and blah, blah, blah. And gives their life story and they shit all over it themselves and kind of break that fourth wall themselves, because they're starting to understand. People are starting to care more about what's going on in the business end more than they do what's on TV. We know it's fake, predetermined characters that are not really like that. We get that.
Yeah.
So now it's the drama that happens in the locker rooms and the politics and the business end is more interesting these days than what you're watching, because it's people care more now about who's got a fucking legitimate beef with who and fucking, who botches what.
Yeah, and I get that, but over the weekend, Alexa Bliss, announced her engagement to, God, this guy's a fucking jabroni. I can't even remember his name, but some famous actor guy, huh?
Already she's engaged to this guy?
Yeah, and it's okay, you're supposed to be having this massive storyline where you're turning into Sister Abigail, with Bray Wyatt and the Fiend and all this other stuff, and it's, and then you announced it. See what I'm saying? That's kind of where
yeah, stuff like that should be kept,
private.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I remember, back in, so now this was in within the last 20 years. So back in 2004, maybe 2005, I can't remember what year it was, but I know it was WrestleMania 22. It was the one in Chicago at the Allstate Arena. Mm-hmm. It was the year that Eddie Guerrero died and Rey Mysterio won the WWE Championship. It was a huge moment. And me and my ex-wife were there, and we were in line for the Access Tour. And what the Access Tour is, for those of you who don't know, again, it's it's a meet and greet. There's contests, video games, and all this other cool stuff. It's just a fun little thing that they do. But anyway, I was standing in line waiting to get into Access, and I was standing in front of 3 local indie guys, and they're sitting there, just talking about this and talking about that, and they're kayfabe, and they're breaking that kayfabe hard. And there's 5 and 6 little year old kids, 7, 8, 10, 9-year-old kids who still have that sense of realism in there. And I turned to them, I go, dude, fucking kayfabe. They're like, well, fucking kayfabe's dead. Dude, Not to that 10-year-old kid who's standing in front of you. I don't even fucking know you, but you know what, dude? Fucking kayfabe. Dude, stop.
When we were kids, dude, it was legit. Like, it was so fucking, you couldn't tell us otherwise.
Oh, yeah. You know, I mean, up until the point where I first stepped into a ring, I still had some sense of believability to it. You know, did I fully know what I was getting into? Absolutely, I did. And you know, that first day that I was there, and Dory Funk Jr. made me fucking eat Ralph in the first hour. I mean, do 1,000 fucking Russian squats, and then you know run around the ring, and then another 1,000. I mean, push-ups, and then this, and then oh my god, that old school way of training, dude, is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's military shit.
No, dude, it was bad. And I remember the first time I ever got asked to step in and train somebody, I said, my goal today is I'm going to make you puke. And they're like, no, you won't do it. Within a half an hour, they were puking. And I was like, yeah. Drink some fucking water, rinse your mouth out, and let's fucking go. Let's get back in the ring.
I agree, man, and I totally see where you're coming from with that. And I feel like the reason maybe that I could see both sides of things is because before I started doing my show, I was reluctant because there's this attitude some people have of like, oh, you know, you're fucking known all over the world for this, that, and the third. We just want to see you kick the shit out of people and do your acting thing. We don't fucking want to hear your opinion on stuff. It's like, dude, I am not my job. You know what I'm saying? Like, my career is one thing. I'm a fucking person at the end of the day. You know, just because I fucking am in a great position, I'm blessed, I get to do all of the shit I want to do, doesn't mean that I don't have the same experiences as other people. I used to do the 9 to 5 thing. I used to fucking, you know, I haven't forgotten what that's like. So I can understand people not wanting to feel like they are their job, they are their career, they can't fucking be themselves to any degree outside of, you know, their business. So I'm sure that's why when I have guests on my show that I'm friends with and shit, celebrities, um, I let them talk about whatever the fuck they want rather than their career, because it'd probably be nice to feel like a human being and talk about something else that interests them other than what they do.
Yeah, and I do the same thing. Absolutely.
So, you know, because I know how much I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So, you know, I do understand to a degree with like their end, but their business is much different than what I do. So, you know, they do have to protect that. And I get we're not in the 80s anymore. When back in the 80s, anyone that doesn't watch the product wouldn't know. But they took it so far that, like, if you were considered bad guy and fucking good guy, whatever, you couldn't even be seen in the same locker room, same dressing room,
Or the
just
same
in
car.
case.
And,
Right, anything,
yeah.
just
Yeah.
in case you never knew who was watching, right? And they
Mhm.
really want to sell to the point where you got guys like Steve Austin and shit that said he was breaking into the business, and before he finally got his big break, they smartened him up to what really goes on. He thought the whole thing was legit, you know, until they gave him his opportunity and smartened him up. He's like, what the fuck do you mean? Like, predetermined outcomes and shit. He didn't know, and he's trying to get in the business and didn't even know. That's how, like, hush hush it was, you know, that
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't until, was it 91, 92, somewhere around there, when the big steroid trial came out?
yeah.
Because athletic commissions around the country were trying to, you know, govern, you know, them, and Vince was like, nope, it's entertainment, and and then kayfabe died at that point, but there was still some sense of, you know, realism to it, and then, you know, then they kind of went really campy and really cartoony, and then again in, was it 97, 98, when WCW was kicking their ass, you know, Vince came on national television and broke kayfabe again and said, we're going to spice things up. We're going to be a little bit more edgy. And da-da-da-da. That's my Vince McMahon impression. You know, again, I mean, he's broken it so many times. I mean, when he started calling it sports entertainment and, you know, started banning certain words, you're not allowed to use the word belt. You're supposed to use championship, and, you know, you can't call it a title shot. You have to call it a title match, you know, and, you know, But even then, he doesn't want you using the word title. He wants you using championship. So it's supposed to be a championship match. There's, the word wrestling is supposed to be used occasionally, not constantly. You're not a wrestler. You're a superstar. Yeah.
And then we wonder why CM Punk fucking got tired of it.
Yeah, but I still think we're gonna be in a shock. I think he's gonna shock the world. He's gonna come back at some point.
Did you hear about the Twitter thing that happened back in the day when he was working for them?
There was lots of things that he did back in the day when he was working for them.
This is when he knew he was done. Apparently, on SmackDown in a match, he was sick and he knew it. He said he couldn't really do this shit anymore because
and he shit his pants.
Yeah, he shit his pants.
Yeah, I knew that.
But then he posted about it on Twitter, and they told him like, you can't say go check it out. I shit my pants. Like, take that down. So he took it down, but then he posted, this poop isn't fun anymore.
Yeah, and that was because he was like, he had a staph infection or something along those lines, and they just kept giving him Z-Packs and Z-Packs and Z-Packs, and then he ended up coming down with the flu. So he had, he was just full of drugs and whatever else. Now again, however, the stuff that he ended up suing WWE and ended up losing that court case, and now there was a whole. So who knows what really happened? But we do know he shit his pants. That's all we do know. But in all reality, a lot of people have. John Cena has. I came close once, never did though. Thank God.
Sid did.
Huh?
Sid did.
Yeah, dude, everyone has. I mean, it's just one of those things that happens when you're getting dropped 6-7 feet in the air on your back. I mean, it's gonna loosen your bowels a little bit. That thing, that ring has very little give. It is a stiff bitch, and in some places it's worse than others.
It happens in MMA too. I mean,
oh yeah, absolutely.
I've seen it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I never. See, I never got close. I never got slammed. I never got, close to shitting my pants in MMA.
YouTube, man, there's some people it's so gnarly.
But I mean, it's unfortunately it's part of the beast. Unless you're fucking dying, if you got the flu and you're able to move, get in that fucking ring, get in that octagon. People paid to see it. And 9 times out of 10, it's not the booker or the owner. It's the person going, I'm going out there. I can fucking do this.
Yeah.
Just give me a shit ton of Gatorade, I'll be fine. But then once they drink that shit ton of Gatorade, that's when they shit their fucking pants. They got nothing in their goddamn stomach, and it's done. Just whenever you're in for future MMA fighters, for future professional wrestlers, I need you guys to remember one thing. When you're in the ring, it's never a fart.
It goes in like Gatorade. It comes out like Nesquik, bro.
If it feels like a fart, it is not a fart. Trust me. Just hold that shit literally in.
One good kidney shot will, put a stop to holding that in.
Hell yeah. However, that is one great way to get out of like a rear naked choke, is just to piss on the person. Or shit yourself.
They got you in a rear naked choke. They just start to feel this warmth spreading. That's unsettling, to say the least.
Or if you got somebody in mount and you're laying on top of them and they're just hitting you in the kidneys, just fucking piss on them while you're on top of them in mount.
Like, who am I choking out? R. Kelly? Fuck.
I just figured it out. That is how you win every fight. Hold your fucking bladder, get them in mount, and just piss on them.
My God. It's going to be a new technique now that
That is going to be, taught everywhere at Gracie Jiu-Jitsu worldwide now.
Right? First part of the training, they're gonna make you drink so much water like you're going for an ultrasound, and then fucking they teach you the move.
Hoist, and Renner, if you guys are listening right now, I need you to start teaching that technique in class.
And you're welcome.
You guys can call it the Derek. I don't give a fuck. I can imagine Joe Rogan. Oh my God, they're pulling a Derek.
But what if you find yourself in the cage with that one guy from like Craigslist that likes it, so he doesn't release the hold at all?
Oh, fuck.
Right?
I don't kink shame on my show. I don't believe in kink shaming, but that's that to each his own. However, I will no. Again, I don't believe in kink shaming because everyone has their thing, but just because you enjoy it and I will never make fun of it doesn't mean I have to like it.
I don't know who's into that shit, but it's
honestly, I've never met anybody, but I know it's a thing.
Oh yeah, there's always that one creepy bastard out there that's willing to slap a layer of piss on somebody at the drop of a hat.
Drop a layer of piss. Okay.
Just slap a coat of piss on it.
I need to slap a coat of piss on it. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. That's fucking great.
Every time we get fucking on a show together, man, it just goes off the rails.
It does. It goes off the rails. And it's just ridiculousness for however long. What has it been? 45 minutes. So, and it is what it is.
It's how this always goes. We started out talking about unionization and ended up with slapping a coat of piss on someone. I don't know how these things happen, but they do.
Yeah. So, on that note, speaking of, slapping a coat of piss on somebody, let's go ahead and do a quick plug. For, as always, tonight's episode is brought to you by Manscaped and the Manscaped Lawnmower 3.0. If you go to manscaped.com and use promo code SuckItPodcast, which is right there. There you go. For $99.99, you guys can get the Perfect Package 3.0, which includes, again, the Lawnmower 3.0, which has safeguard technology, which will not clip, snag your balls, cut your sack, any of that good shit that, happens, when you're using a face razor. If you're still using a face razor on your fucking nuts, you have a problem. Use the Manscaped Lawnmower 3.0. Along with that, in the Perfect Package 3.0, you get a nice little leather carrying case. You get some cleanup pads. Therefore, you can stand on the floor and not piss off your wife and cause her to divorce you. With putting this on the floor, and be able to throw that away later. Because you can do that. But at the same time, this fucking thing is waterproof, so you can use it in the shower. But also with the Perfect Package 3.0, you get some ball deodorant, which makes your balls feel nice and smell nice, and then some what they call crop reviver, which is like a toner, helps with chafing and stuff like that as well, and ingrown hairs. Guys, Manscaped is the best product on the market today for manscaping. They have everything from, again, the lawnmower to nose clippers. They call them the weed whacker. Then on top of that, they have fingernail clippers and the whole 9 yards, grooming kits, everything that you can use for a man. Go to manscaped.com. Use promo code SuckItPodcast for 20% off your entire order. So if you got the Perfect Package 3.0, that's $20 off, $80 for a $100 product. Again, SuckItPodcast, manscaped.com, 20% off and free shipping. Trust me, your balls will thank you. There we go.
That was a segue and a half, man.
That was a segue and a half. I was thinking about it. I'm like, oh, this was a perfect opportunity. Because, again, what I love about Manscaped, is the fact that they, when I signed up with them and they sent me all the information, they're like, we're not a conservative company. Go at it, have at it. As long as you say, go to da 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 and use promo code da 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 da, we don't care what you say.
Right? See, they would be the dopest sponsor for me because I got that shirt that's like, I shaved my balls for this, but like, you goddamn right I did. Go into that segue.
Oh, and I forgot. Also with the Perfect Package 3.0, you also get a pair of really, really comfortable micro mesh fucking boxer shorts.
Damn.
Oh, dude, they're comfortable as hell. They're great. They're great. So trust me. Again, everything for your junk, Manscaped's got you covered.
So there you go. And with it being waterproof, if you slap a coat of piss on it, you're good. It don't matter.
I don't think you're supposed to piss on yourself.
You never know what some of these freaks out there are doing, man. They're trying to multitask, take a whiz and shave their yams at the same time.
I mean, some dudes do stand over the toilet and just kind of shave everything right into the toilet. Might as well fucking piss while you're at it. I mean, I don't think that's a kink at that point. I think you just got to make sure you aim if you're gonna piss on yourself.
It's the blades and splashes back.
Oh my god.
Every
That
time.
that would make for a great fucking like fail army clip.
Right? And they tumble backwards and fall into the shower or the bathtub, because they're blinded by their piss.
Yeah. I mean, oh god, that's fucking funny. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
My mind is a fucked up place, man.
It really is, and I enjoy, hearing about it. So, aside from, what we got going on with the December 11th charity concert for Toys for Tots, want to talk about that other thing we got going on?
Oh, the movie?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. What the fuck else do we have going on besides that, I guess? Besides that.
Yeah, I mean, what else would I be talking about?
Right, yeah. The only other thing would be our random nonsense at all times.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
random nonsense. We enjoy that here on not only Suck It Podcast, but on Tattness Podcast. I mean, that's what we do.
That's all it is.
Exactly.
It's fucking
So yeah, him and I are writing a movie together. He's writing it. I'm just throwing plot points and jokes at him. But it's going to be loosely based on his life, incorporated in with my life, with a whole bunch of fictional shit on top of it. It's going to be quite the spectacle. I mean, do you want to kind of go into what it's about or not really?
Yeah, I mean, we could do that. I mean, my life is pretty much what it's, well, like you said, it's both of us, really. We both got our shit. So, a lot of people know my situation with my son that passed away in 2018. So when he was diagnosed, his mom split because it fucked her up, of course.
Yeah.
We were engaged. So it's kind of like, okay, I went through my shit. And, you go through the fucked up dating, the hookups and all the bullshit. Then the just isolation kind of thing. And like, the thing is, man, as fucked up as some things may be, you got to own it. You got to have fun with it. You got to be able to look back at it and kind of find where it's kind of hilarious how you reacted to certain things and just like, man, I could have fucking kind of just given myself time rather than handled it this way. But then I wouldn't have all that fuel with these ridiculous poor dates that were just awful. So you got to find the humor in it, man. And it's, like I said, it'd be a damn shame to let those horrific fucking but hilarious stories go to waste. So, you got to do this shit. And, I mean, we all go through our shit, and if you can find humor in it, you own it, man. It don't own you. So.
Oh, I mean, absolutely. I mean, and you got to find humor in life in general. I mean, that was the whole idea behind me starting my show when I did last year. The whole idea of, being diagnosed as bipolar, and joking about that. And, and especially now that I'm, really, really good on my meds and everything's fine. I haven't had I haven't had very many. I've had a lot of manic episodes, but manic episodes are fine for me. I just get really excited and talk really fast, and it's a lot of fun. It's the depressed modes that suck, and those are the ones I don't have very many of anymore, which I'm fantastic. I don't mind the manic episodes because I get a lot of work done, and the house is really clean, and I get to do lots of cool stuff. I just get kind of annoying. Derek, calm down. No, I gotta get this done. But no, the depression stuff I don't have anymore. Well, I do, but you know what I'm saying. But looking back at all the stuff that I've done and the stupid shit that I've done over the years, it's like, you know what? I gotta laugh about it. I gotta, especially now, and then on top of that, especially this year, with everyone being stuck in fucking, quarantine, suicide rates are fucking through the roof. I've gotta do what I do best, and that is raise awareness, talk about mental health. The show's growing by the week. So again, for anyone who's new listener, thank you very much for joining. But the whole idea behind this show, when I first started it, is and always will be this: the meaning of the word "suck it" is not like Degeneration X suck it, or it's not like, oh no, fuck you, suck it, whatever. It's not that at all. It is a takeoff from everyone telling me in my life when I first started having depression and stuff like that to suck it up. Who the fuck are you to tell me to suck it up? Who the fuck are you? Really? I mean, we all have our fucking issues. Why should you have the right to tell me to suck it up? No. So my response to them is suck it.
Yeah.
And that's where it comes from. And it's how it always will be. And, when I tell people that, they're like, oh, that's fucking great. I'm like, it's not meant to be great. It's meant to be awareness. I mean, I appreciate the compliment, but fucking suck it. This is what it's all about is, mental health and, fun and, music and real world experiences. I want people at home to know when they're driving to work in the morning or when they're coming home at night, that 45,000 people that download my show a day, I want them to know that they are not alone in their daily struggles. And I want them to know that every day.
Yeah. I mean, I'm no expert, but I feel like there's two things that really need to stop. One is comparing hardships with people, like trying to, one up somebody.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm doing a movie based on getting ditched by somebody I spent so many years with and fucking whatever. And because it was a tragedy based thing. Now I'm not going to go to someone that's currently going through it and be like, yeah, but did your kid die? Like I have to fucking be suffering just a bit more than you. I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think, trying to compare is ridiculous. I think,
oh, absolutely.
I think understanding, showing somebody that you get it because you've been there is a bit different. But even then, people don't always want to hear that. Sometimes they want something positive. They don't want to be depressed by your hardship too, on top of what they're going through. Sometimes they want something a little more uplifting. And the other thing that I feel really needs to fucking stop is this mindset that people have. Like, people got this mentality of like, when you say mental health, that they have to be diagnosed with something in order to get it. It's like, no, every single fucking person has mental health just like they have physical health. You can catch a cold or a flu and still be healthy otherwise. You could go through a bit of depression because some really unfortunate shit is going on in your life.
Yep.
And it's a reasonable response to that. It could still bring you down to the point where you don't want to go out, do your daily shit. You don't want to go to your job. You don't want to do the things you normally enjoy. You don't want to talk to nobody. You don't want to answer messages. And that's normal. That's fine. You know what I mean? But it affects everybody at some point in life. You don't have to be like diagnosed with something specifically in order to fucking have mental health apply to you. So it doesn't matter if somebody's diagnosed with something or not. You should still understand what it feels like, because you can have it happen to you at a drop of a hat. Life happens, tragedy happens, sad shit happens. People lose their jobs and there is not looking too good.
so they get depressed. You know what I mean? Because they got stress on them. They don't have to be diagnosed with something to go through that shit. So they should be understanding of someone that is diagnosed with it, that maybe just, even if nothing's going on, they just feel that way because that's the diagnosis. That's fucking part of the condition, and it still feels the same way. It's just not for a direct cause that just happened to them necessarily. You know, understanding, I think, is important.
Oh, absolutely, it is. And that's what it's all about: is understanding, awareness, and forgiveness at the same time too. I mean, forgive yourself. I mean, it's been a little over 2 years since my suicide attempt, and I've forgiven myself for that. It's like, well, that was stupid. Okay, cool. Let's move on. Because the thing about it is too, what a lot of people don't, what a lot of people forget about is no one in this world can make you happy.
Nope.
There's not one person in this world that has any control over your happiness other than you.
Exactly. It's a choice.
It is exactly. It is a choice. Now, with depression and anxiety and bipolar disorder and all this other stuff, there's still a choice there. And the choice is whether or not to get help.
That's
Because
right.
if you aren't happy with yourself and you choose to continue that path, that's on you. Okay? Getting help is that first step in order to find happiness within yourself. Now, you can be happy with, your partner. Your partner can add to your happiness.
Right.
They can complement your already self-help happiness, but
They're
they
not
cannot make you happy.
That's right. They're not responsible for it.
Exactly. No one is responsible for your happiness. That is a fact of life. Get yourself together. Now you cannot choose whether or not to be depressed. Obviously, you cannot choose whether or not you're going to be bipolar or have anxiety or manic depression or whatever the case might be. You can't choose any of that, but you can choose to get help for it.
Exactly.
And if you're unhappy for it, so when we say it's a choice, obviously there's some stuff that's not a choice, but whether you choose to get help for it is the choice, and that's how you can find your own happiness. I've been through a whole shit ton of stuff. I'm going through a divorce right now, but I'm sitting here, I'm having fun, I'm joking about it. Her and I are still cracking jokes on each other. We're having a good time. It is what it is. We just weren't meant to be together, and that's fine. I'm not upset about it. I mean, well, let me rephrase it. I'm upset about it because but at the same time, I'm not, because she's still going to be my best friend when she leaves this house. And plus, there's other extenuating circumstances that I can't really talk about on the air, but which make this transition easier. Again, I can't talk about it, but it does. And but again, I'm choosing to continue on my life. I'm choosing to continue to be happy, and I'm choosing to find ways to manage. And I'm doing a damn good job, between my, comedy with, that I do every day on this show, talking to musicians that I do every day on this show, trying to book this fucking, massive concert that we're trying to put together in a month. Why didn't I think of this last month? But anyway, that's neither here nor there. You know, and talking about the movie. Whenever I have an idea, I shoot you an idea, or I'm like, hey, we need to have a quick meeting real quick. And we've only been doing it for 2 weeks now, but we've been talking about it a lot, and we have a lot of great ideas, and it's just it's a matter of just getting it done. It is mental, and sometimes you can't do it by yourself. Sometimes
Right.
you need help. Whether it's a friend, whether it's a doctor, whether it's a pill. Sometimes you need help. But
And that's
again,
why, yeah,
asking for that help is the first step towards happiness. Period.
and that's why I'm so enthusiastic about doing this shit, because I know it's helping you get through. Like, it's giving you that fun distraction, for lack of a better term, and it's there when you need it. When you need to get excited about something and you want to fucking hit me up with a meeting about it,
I put my gym shit on hold and I'm like, let's do this. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because I know it's helping you, and that's kind of the point, you know?
Yeah, but like I said, I mean, again, I can't go into much detail because of certain circumstances I can't talk about on the air. Um, but I'm managing fine because there's situations that again are helping me through this, which is fine. Because again, it's not hurting as bad, at least it could. Her and I are still amicable. We're still friendly. We're not even getting divorce lawyers. We're doing this all ourselves. We're going to write it up and just submit it and walk in front of a judge and say, hey, this is it. We have a daughter together and we're going to make sure that we're good to go. She's not going to be like my ex-wife and completely destroy my life. So I mean, I'm hurt, but I'm not broken up about it.
Yeah.
It's just what it is.
I mean, in my situation's the same thing where it was like when my ex split, and I'm not saying that it was. I'm gonna choose my words carefully because I don't want to like have this come out the wrong way or taken the wrong way by anybody. But when she split, that's when I became fucking successful and known all over the world. So it was like I realized it's because I was no longer focusing on trying to make somebody happy that I couldn't, because I wasn't the problem. You know what I mean? It wasn't that I was the reason they were unhappy. They had to, and I had to learn that I'm not responsible for their happiness. I can't
You're
make
not.
them happy.
Yeah.
They have to figure that out. And, that I guess had to be done on their own. They had to be alone to figure that out. So their focus got to, be put on them figuring themselves out. My focus got to be now on the choice. Do I sit and feel sorry for myself, or do I go and I fucking pursue something that I want to do? And that's what I did, right?
I'm sorry. You said sorry. I couldn't help it. I'm sorry. I'm a dick. Okay, just you can punch me in the face when we see each other over the summer.
I'm just gonna get you in a chokehold and piss on you.
Oh no! I told you no rear. No guillotines. Broken neck cannot handle guillotines.
You're just gonna hear just go with it.
Yeah, right. But anyway, no, you're 100% right. I mean, sometimes you need that that equitable distribution of happiness. And sometimes you need that split, and sometimes you're better off without that person. You're better off in a different situation without that person.
I mean, at the end of the day, better off or not, if you find something productive to focus on, I think it could be very beneficial.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
And you and I are lucky in the fact that, we're entertainers. We have, a black book full of fucking people that we can call at any given time. We have shows that we get to do as many times a week as we want. I do mine 5 times a week. You do yours 2 or 3 or once or whenever you feel like it.
Right. Literally, that's what it is. Like, I feel like it.
No, I do mine live Monday through Thursday now, at least, and sometimes I'll add in Fridays, but I dropped it down to Monday through Thursday for the time being. And then I do that one on Monday afternoons. It's fun for me. I love being able to come on here and shooting the shit with you. I love talking music with these bands that are releasing new albums. I love, talking to actors and actresses that are releasing new movies, and it's fucking great. It's fucking fun. Especially now when I talk to these indie bands. Okay? Like I've talked to, I don't even know how many indie bands I've talked to that are releasing albums that are having streams like crazy. Because to see the excitement on their faces right now is ridiculous, because when they're putting out their new album on a Friday or they're dropping a new single on a Tuesday, they're not competing with Taylor Swift or, Nickelback or Avenged Sevenfold or, Mariah Carey or fucking anyone else. They're not, because those people aren't fucking putting out new music because they can't tour to support their music. So they're like, I'm not putting out new music. But these indie bands that rely on not only streams, but 9-to-5 jobs as well, are, putting it out, and then their streams are fucking going through the roof. And now they've leveled the playing field with the major bands of the world. And now it's like, hell yeah. So when I started setting up this stuff, did I reach out to, the bands that I'm friends with that are major bands like A7X and stuff like that? No. I'm sure Matt and, Sinister Gates would do it in a heartbeat, but I'm not reaching out to them. No, I'm reaching out to Boy Blue, or, the Karma Kids or Kulik or, everybody else that I've had on the show, or the local bands that I had on the show over the summer. I'm reaching out to those guys. And I'm not telling you who's signed up for it yet because it's going to be fun as shit when I do. I just named a bunch of bands that I've had on the show. But, when they do come out and play, they're going to come out and play hard. And when, it's going to be fucking fantastic. I mean, this show, I'm so excited about it. And I'm oh my God, dude, I'm so stoked. But again, ignoring that for a second. But again, the distraction in our life is what we do for a living. And, we have the luxury of not going to a 9 to 5, going to doing something that we don't enjoy doing. And when you're going through a rough situation like that, if you have a 9 to 5 that you hate, it only makes it fucking worse. But no, when I'm having a bad day and I get to come online at 8 o'clock and talk to a musician and talk to music for an hour and a half, that makes my fucking day. Or when I get to come on here and fuck shit, up with you, I had a great day today. I had no issues at all today, except for StreamYard. Fuck you, StreamYard, and fuck everything about you. I'm done with StreamYard.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, fuck them. But no, seriously, I had a great day today. And I've been looking forward to talking to you all day. Yeah, granted, you were a last-minute change, but it happens. But I know that I can always rely on you to have some fun.
Oh, hell yeah. I was sitting on your first show today, just watching it. And that's when you told me that I was probably needed. So I was like, all right, cool. I got something to do tonight. That's what my life is at this point. I do whatever the fuck I want. So
yeah, I mean, unfortunately, like I said before in the show earlier today, the PR rep that I've been using for all the bands, took a small vacation, went out of town for a couple days, and, didn't get a chance to book me some bands for this week, which is fine. He took care of Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So I have bands for the rest of the week, but tonight I was like, oh, I still got to do a show. Let's have some fun with my boy Tattness. Let's do this.
and it's been crazy. That's exactly it. For the last 5 years, I've been known fucking all over the world for shit that I've done, and it's been a crazy career. I love it. And I'm in a position now where it's like I do whatever the fuck I want. And I feel for anybody that kind of goes through divorce or shit like that. Like I wasn't married, but pretty fucking close, and then that ended. But that was also my best fucking friend. And as soon as our child passed, it was kind of like we exchanged one last supportive email and we never spoke again, just because I think there's just too much of a reminder there. That it's just better off. So it's been a couple of 2 years now. We haven't said a word to each other, not out of hostility. But now, imagine everywhere she fucking goes on the internet and shit, my fucking name or my stupid fucking face pops up, and
yeah. But I mean, that alone, I mean, dude, losing a kid, is, our kids are supposed to bury us. We're not supposed to bury them, and anyone that's ever gone through that. I haven't researched it, but I'm almost positive. I can almost guarantee you this, that I think the divorce rate and the breakup rate is even higher.
Yeah, it's got to be.
It's got to be, because you're looking at a constant reminder of what was.
It changes.
It does. It changes you. It's like, you can't, especially if your son or daughter was a spitting image of your wife or husband. And then being that other person, having to look at your wife every day, knowing she looks exactly like your daughter that you lost, or vice versa. That's
not to mention all the plans you had going into it about your how your family was going to be and all this, and then it's all taken from you. It's like, well, they're born, with a certain terminal condition that even while they are here, they'll never walk or talk or do anything really. It really fucking just tears down every plan you had. So yeah, inevitably it was going to fall apart.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what sucks about it. But what's even worse, is the fact that, and this is from an outsider looking in, you know, you knew it from the time he was born or before he was born, right?
No, he was born that way, like with that condition.
That's what I'm
And
saying. So you knew from the moment he was born, right?
yeah, they didn't
Yeah.
know what was wrong. Yeah.
So for 2 years of his life, you guys were not able to focus on you as a couple.
Yeah.
You had to focus on your son, which is 100% the right thing to do.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, during that time, you guys grew apart without even realizing it. And then the moment, then that's what happens. And I'm sure it happens to a lot of parents who are, have terminal kids or kids who are just born with cerebral palsy or, Down syndrome or stuff like that, where they're never able to live on their own. I'm sure that happens to a lot of different parents. Some are stronger than others. And, it's just one of those things that happens. And, as you've got to find the positive in it. The moment that happened with you guys, and the moment he passed, you became what you are today, because
Right.
you drive yourself crazy and work your ass off every day for Madden. That is your driving force, because damn well he's sitting up there watching down on you, and you want to make him proud every damn day.
Hell
and,
yeah.
and that's what you do. And so his passing, while horrible, has made you the great man that you are today. And
Wow.
the divorce that I'm going through right now, I mean, while it sucks, I'm able to move on and do whatever else I got to do, but it's going to free up some other things, and it's going to allow me to focus on the movie, focus on comedy, do some other things like that. Because as shitty as it sounds, my daughter won't be here as much, and I'll just be able to sit down and focus on me for a once, and focus on this and that, and just, be able to, really, do what I got to do.
Yeah, man. I mean, don't sell yourself short, because I wrote your character in with you in mind. There was no character for you because that wasn't my reality. I didn't have that support system, but I created that character just to fucking hire you for this, because I was like, I got to work with you.
Because
So,
I'm Mr. Monday Night.
so we're only gonna work on the movie on Mondays, and that's you got to do.
All right, I'm Mr. Every Night. No, no, no. The whole fucking show.
Well, then I guess it doesn't need me. What the fuck am I even doing this?
It's too bad I don't have cool initials like Rob Van Dam.
But yeah,
DAH, that's just like shitty initials.
you're right to that extent, that is my purpose. Like, even when he was diagnosed, before we lost him and she split, because it was within months, it just fucking broke her, dude.
Yeah.
Where she was just like, if he goes, I could never love anything ever again, period. And I was
Yeah.
like, I can understand that.
Oh, absolutely.
So she split, and I was just like, okay, now I gotta, like, there's no hostility there. It's like, now I gotta bust my ass and make both y'all proud while he's still here. And fucking, even if we, because we didn't lose touch at all. We were close as shit. We were
Yeah.
best friends. I was sending her gifts and money and shit from out here, fucking, that she couldn't afford, and things, to help her out. And fucking, while I was doing my thing. And it wasn't until he passed that it was just like, okay, that's it. One last email, and we exchanged, pleasantries basically, and condolences, and then just, that was
Yeah.
it. Just did not. It was unspoken. It was just, we didn't bother reaching out to each other again, because I felt like I'm probably the last motherfucking reminder you want. And the fact that she hasn't since, I was like, okay, that was probably a fair assessment. And I'm not going to put someone in a position to say that, because then they don't know how to say it without feeling bad. And it's like, I totally get it better than anybody. So it was just like, okay, when you do hear about me, it'll be everywhere you fucking go, because I ain't done.
And then I started getting all these other opportunities, and it just blew up, and it was just like, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, we still have mutual people. So I'm sure she sees this shit all the time, but it helped her too, because she went off to become a nurse, and she didn't know what she wanted to do in life until then.
Good on
So
her. I mean,
I'm proud as
that's
fuck, you know, of
oh,
her.
absolutely. That's another thing that when people go through that kind of stuff, it motivates them to get into, being a doctor or a nurse or advocacy, whatever else. I mean, it's the people that go through it and don't do anything about it.
Right. Or
Like for, oh my God, here's a good example of a perfect one. And you'll know this one too. Fucking A. 5-6 years ago, there was a kid. His name was Connor. And he had terminal brain cancer. He passed away. And he was a big, big WWE fan. And, he just an amazing little kid. I mean, fan until the day he died. And, and now, even while he was alive, it was called the Counter the Crusher Foundation. He wanted to start a foundation for kids. He knew he was going to die, and yet he wanted to start he wanted to start a charity. So he started a charity with his dad and his mom, and now his dad runs that charity. But like, now his dad is fucking passionate as fuck about it. It's called Connor's Cure. It's a fantastic, organization for kids with cancer. And that, in itself is fantastic. Good on that family. I mean, every year they do charity drives for, Connor's Cure and stuff like that. And it's just, good on you. Good on you.
I agree. And how can you not be so passionate about it when that kid was such an optimistic little fella, man?
Oh my God. Every time I see, his face pop up on WWE television and that whole thing with him and Stephanie and all the, him in the ring with all the superstars and him holding just thinking about it right now is making me tear up. It's like, I have my daughters, and I'm lucky enough to still have my daughters, one of them lives here, the others don't. But, I'm still lucky to have my kids. And I look at them with, the utmost amount of love, except for my 18-year-old. Fuck that girl. I'm kidding. She's probably watching right now, so Joe, I love you. I'm just kidding. But anyway, I'm lucky in that respect. Unfortunately, you aren't, and there's hundreds of thousands of families that aren't either. And, even though I, haven't been in that situation, I pray to God that I don't ever have to be in that situation. Nobody ever wants to be in that situation. But again, I would be remiss to not support you, not support Connor's Cure, not support other types of advocacy, that I do on a daily basis. Because, it shouldn't take you having to go through something to support something. Right. I'm not LGBTQ at all. However, my 18-year-old daughter is. And she came out last year. And for her 18th fucking birthday, her and I and her stepmom went to the tattoo shop. And we got 3 matching tattoos, in support of so I am a straight man, probably the only straight dude in the entire world with an LGBTQ pride flag on my fucking arm. And I take a lot of pride in that. Yeah, and that's why in June, when it was me and Kat doing the show, her and I did a lot of support for, the National LGBTQ Alliance. And, we'll always, I will never not support that organization. We had one of the directors come on the show and we talked to her for a while and, all this good stuff, man. I mean, advocacy is so fucking important. Jokes aside, comedy aside, raunchiness aside, the realness of it, you and I play characters when we're on our shows. I play a character when I'm up on stage. And right now it's, there's a time and a place to do that. You and I did it at the beginning of the show, but right now we're being a little real. And it's all about, again, helping others that are less fortunate than us and helping people that just need it. They might even be the same level as us. If they need help, they need fucking help.
That's right. And that's the thing is, like, I'm starting the charity for my son for the condition that he had, because it's too late for him, but there are a lot of other babies that just do not need to die from this shit. So it's not getting enough research because it's so rare. So I'm starting a charity under his name, in his memory, to help those families that are still going through it.
Can you refresh everyone's memory of what the disease was?
Yeah, it's called NKH. It's a genetic disorder that basically everybody, whether they know it or not, everybody has like these genetic mutations, right? So you may be a carrier like myself and his mother were, and it's so rare because both parents have to carry the gene and the same type of mutation. And so basically what it is it causes the child to have a gene that just doesn't work. And what that gene that's not working was supposed to do is break down an amino acid called glycine that goes to the brain. It's not breaking it down because that gene's not working. So therefore it's going to the brain in toxic levels, which creates low muscle tone, seizures, the inability to walk, talk, any motor function, makes them sleep a lot because it's just draining. So, it's like the medication, it slows it down, but like it can't permeate the blood brain barrier, and that's why it doesn't cure anything. And that's why it's not like a long-term cure in any way. It's just kind of like keeping them as comfortable as possible to reduce seizures if possible. But at the end of the day, it's terminal, and a lot of babies do not survive the first 2 weeks because of low muscle tone. Their throats collapse and they suffocate. So they gave him 2 weeks to live. He ended up living 2 years, and 9 days after he turned 2 years old, he decided that he was done fighting. So what more could you ask for, man? He was a badass,
Yes, he was.
So I wouldn't want him to keep fighting if he's done. One day he had 60 seizures in the day.
God.
Before getting to the hospital because they wouldn't stop, and they counted from the brain patterns, and they said at least 60 between the morning when he woke up to getting to the hospital. And something as simple as catching a cold in the winter or something spikes the seizures because it triggers everything else, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, imagine being a 2-year-old, or not even at the time, he was just over 1, and that poor little fella's body just being fucking beaten with all these seizures. It's exhausting for an adult, and so how much could you sit and want to have them keep going through that for your own selfish reasons? You know what I mean?
Yep.
So as much as it sucks, and on a selfish level you feel sorry for yourself because they're gone, you also are like, thank God they're not suffering anymore. But I feel like with enough funding, because it's so rare, it's not getting enough attention. If we can fund this enough and get more attention on it, then maybe this can be cured. And so that's the plan. So that's what I've been doing, trying to set up a charity. There's a lot of government paperwork and shit to go through, but it's going to happen with his name on it.
Yep.
To help every other child that's currently still has hope to make it through. So there's shit like that happens that nobody can foresee. We didn't plan for that, but life happens, and everyone thinks it can't happen to them because they never heard of it until it happens to them, and they don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have to fucking do these charitable things, and it's important, I think.
Absolutely is.
I could easily say, well, I've gone through it and it's over now, so I wash my hands of the whole thing. Bullshit.
Yeah.
That's a terrible way to do things. And I got a son too that's 18 myself. Fuck, he's gonna be 19 the day before I turn 38 in January. He's born the day before my birthday.
Nice.
So, but I always say he better be the one throwing dirt on my ass this time.
Oh yeah.
Enough of this shit, like
Yeah.
one is too much,
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, my 18-year-old turns 19 in December, 2 days after Christmas. Yeah, my Christmas in 2001 was. Let me tell you how much fun it was. My ex, goes one her out. Yeah. So, your birthday, you had to deal with your 18-year-old. Christmas, I had to deal with mine.
Yeah.
I guess that's our punishment for being 20 and having kids, right?
Well, the day I turned 19, like fucking was the day after he was born. So I was asleep on the couch most of that day because I did not sleep the whole night that, we were at the hospital because I didn't want to miss anything. How the fuck do you sleep when at any given moment your kid could be born? You don't want to miss shit, right?
Hell no.
So I was up all fucking night. And then when I turned 19, I was like out on the couch fucking sleeping, dude. Just,
Yeah,
not fucking-
I was 20. I was 4 months away from turning 21 when she was born. But yeah, I'll never forget that day, man.
oh, never.
Nope, never, ever, ever, ever. But again, that's what we're trying to help on December 11th.
Right.
Those kids, the the ones that are still here, the ones that need help, that want a visit from Santa Claus. You know, it just makes me sad knowing that, that there's kids out there that aren't gonna be able to have that. But fuck, if we have anything to say about it, we're gonna change that.
Right.
Straight up.
I've been doing that on a local level around here, helping a lot of fucking families to fix that. But this is cool because on the other hand, I could do this on a bigger scale, which is great. So I'm so stoked to be a part of it.
And plus, we get to bring music and comedy for free to people at home.
Right.
And the great thing about doing it on YouTube versus anywhere else is it's not going to be it's going to be no holds barred. Same as we always do. No limits. You can watch it on TV thanks to smart TVs and Amazon and Fire and and Roku and everything else like that. So it's right there at your fingertips. You can watch it later on and still donate. That's what I love about YouTube. We have the platform to do whatever we want. And now that I've dumped StreamYard, OBS is going to make it a lot easier to do what we got to do. Fucking StreamYard. For any future podcasters, do not use StreamYard. Yeah, but anyway, dude, I had a blast again tonight with you.
Oh, me too, man. And I don't know if you can relate to this, but I got to tell you, because this is typically my luck. I'll be 38 in January. And I told my son, because he's got this girlfriend now that he's been with for a bit, I was like, if you make me a grandfather before I turn 40, motherfucker. He's like, I don't promise anything.
My daughter's a lesbian. I don't have to worry about that.
Well, I said to him, don't you fucking make me no grandfather before I turn fucking 40. He's like, I make no promises. I am your son after all. I'm the age that you were when you had me. I was like, do as I say, not as I do, you little peckerhead.
Exactly. Exactly. Back when my daughter thought she was bi, I used to tell her all the time, I'm like, don't you know penises are bad? So maybe I told her penises were bad so much it just turned her lesbian. So maybe I should take credit for that. I did it. I know that's not how it works. I'm a stand-up. This is what I do. But no, I don't have to worry about that because you know, not only is she a lesbian, her girlfriend lives in Minnesota and she lives in Florida. So, you know, I don't, you know,
This motherfucker's gonna do it to me. I'm telling you. I feel it in my bones, dude.
I would have to do a fucking charity event for you.
For my mental health.
Yeah, save Keith. He's in a padded room.
Let me grow at least one fucking gray before you make me a grandfather. For
Motherfucker, fuck you and your non-gray beard, non-gray hair, having ass. Me over here, you know, a fucking year and a half older than you, you know, and I'm fucking like looking like fucking Father Time and shit. I can count the fucking, you know, wheel on a fucking clock as many times as I can. You know, the day is long on my fucking amount of gray beard hairs I fucking have.
Good Lord, I haven't found one yet, man. I'm golden.
You know, see, I'm fine. It's you know, it's fine that I have it in my beard and my hair because you know that makes me look distinguished. But I swear to God, the moment that I'm down there with my fucking Manscaped lawnmower 3.0, shaving my shit, and I find a fucking gray pube, that's the day I lose my shit. That's the day that you will see me come on this fucking air promoting Just for Men or some shit.
When you try to shave it, fucking dust flies everywhere.
Oh fuck.
Next thing I know, your new sponsor is Swiffer. Also to take care of your balls, the dust on them, Grandpa. Next thing you know, you'll be calling yourself the King of Hollywood. Oh my God.
Shit. And claiming that I get 4.5 million views.
Right. With all 12 people in the chat room watching every day.
Again. I will say this to you like I say it to them every fucking day. We have 3 people watching us right now. I don't get views. I get downloads. Please, when you are podcasting or, you know, blogging or vlogging or whatever the case might be, wherever you put it, be accurate with your numbers. I get 25 to 150 views on my YouTube channel per fucking day. That's it. I get 45,000 on my downloads for my podcast. That's the truth. If you're going to be a fucking podcaster or a Twitch streamer or whatever the case might be, please be accurate in your stats.
Right. And of course, you only got 3 viewers right now. Like I said before, I got the fucking face for radio and a voice for the fucking silent film era.
Well, again, like we've talked about before, we don't offer, you know, and the same thing why you don't get views on YouTube. Because what we have and what we're doing right now, in an hour when I upload it to fucking Anchor, it's going to be available on, you know, podcast platforms in the exact same way. So what incentive do they have to come and watch us live on the air? And they can't even skip us, you know, they just have to come back and fucking finish watching us later. There's no point. That's why I'm changing up the format next year and going, you know, Tonight Show style. And we've talked about that and, you know, what my plan is, you know, but, because I would like to eventually to have a reason for people to come to my YouTube channel. Right now they don't. I'm no pretty man. I'm sexier than your fucking Canadian ass, but you know what?
I don't have a gray bush to show them. I mean, so you're gonna get more views than
Hey,
me.
my distinguished fucking, you know, manly. At least I know how to grow a fucking beard, you fucking twat.
I shaved the shit. I ain't trying to grow no goddamn beard.
I'm a hipster douchebag. I don't give a fuck. No, I had a conversation with somebody today, and I was told I was not allowed to consider myself just a hipster. I have to be considered a hipster metalhead because there's a difference. Because hipster douchebags have closer beards and other things going on. I'm just a hipster metalhead. You got to make sure we distinguish those things.
Is your birth certificate written on a scroll?
At least my birth certificate's not written on a fucking maple syrup fucking bottle. I had to come up with something quick. That was horrible. Fucking maple leaf. There we go. On a fucking hockey jersey. There we go. I'm trying to think of something quickly Canadian. At least, yeah. It's at least mine's not written on a fucking, hockey jersey mounted up on the wall next to a picture of Wayne Gretzky.
That needs to become a thing now.
What's that?
I'm just gonna fuck with you. Like anywhere that we go, where we film, where you show up, before you get there, I'm just gonna like mount a picture of Wayne Gretzky so it looks like every fucking home. It's a must. Like, this is what we do.
I think, him, Bret Hart, and, like Alex Trebek are like everyone's like, favorite Canadians. So I can't talk shit about Gretzky.
That's fair. That's fair.
I can't talk shit about Bret Hart because he's Bret Hart. And I definitely can't talk shit about Trebek because he just passed away. God rest his soul. But I can talk shit about Bieber.
Well, who couldn't? I mean,
and Dave Coulier.
Oh yeah, fuck that guy.
And Nickelback.
Oh yeah.
And who? Is that all you got? That's all you got. I don't even have to use both my fucking hands completely to name all the famous people from Canada.
Well, that's because we're fucking smart, okay? Once we got to Nickelback, we're like, we better stop. This isn't getting any better.
No, because after Nickelback is when you gave us fucking Justin Bieber. Y'all didn't learn your lesson the first time.
All right. Like I said, mistakes were made.
At least, Alanis Morissette's a badass.
Why do you think Canada's like known for saying sorry all the time? Because we know what we've done. We're not stupid.
Yeah, but you're supposed to say sorry and then offer me a fucking Tim Horton fucking donut.
Would you like me to mail one to you? Will that make you feel-
at this point, you owe me like a dozen donuts.
They come in that amount in boxes, right? Like that's not a hard fucking ask here. Like I could do that.
I want a dozen fucking, Tim Horton donuts and, however many Timbits.
Would you like the diabetes that comes with that? Because that's
No, because I'll eat that on my Sunday cheat day. Because then Monday's back to protein bars and protein shakes and sensible dinners.
Speaking of sensible dinners, yeah, the fucking jalapeno poppers.
Okay, that was Saturday, motherfucker. The weekend is my time.
Cheat day. Now it's the weekends.
That's cheat weekends.
Game.
Okay, cheat weekend.
Cheat weekend. This is how it starts.
Hell, dude, it sucks. Waking up, eat protein bar. Oh, it's 11 o'clock. Time for a fucking shake. Oh, it's 3 o'clock. Time for a shake. Oh, let's go ahead and eat white rice and this and that for dinner. Tonight though, I killed it with some fucking mushroom chicken and some rice and green beans. So it was a nice sensible dinner aside from my 2 protein shakes and my protein bar. Thank you very much, Pure Protein. Not a sponsor, but you need to fucking be.
I actually watched a video today that you'd probably appreciate.
Yeah, you said you were going to send me a video. You never fucking did.
Right. I figured you had other shit going on, but there's a video I watched today where they were comparing like Canadian and American chocolate bars and shit and different candies and snacks and showing what we got. And it was funny to me. I guess she didn't know any different. It was one of the actresses from Halloween Resurrection. And I guess she didn't know any different when talking about like Butterfinger and shit like that.
Who's in Resurrection?
We have that here too. So, but
who was it? Who was in Resurrection?
Katie Sackhoff.
Was it Katie Sackhoff?
Yeah, she was one of the people in it. But she was the one doing this video.
Oh, okay.
And so she was comparing because she's married to a Canadian. So she was comparing stuff from Canada, and it's like, you know what, this is actually really good. This is really good. And
here's the thing. our chocolate sucks unless it's Ghirardelli.
Right. She said the same thing that, like, she's like, I don't know. People say that in America we have like very waxy like chocolate. So she's like, is Canada's chocolate better? And then when she tried it, she's like, oh, this is good. Like, okay, I'll give them that. Like maybe she's like, maybe there's more milk in Canada. Like,
No, I mean here in America, it's like, the top of the level, the best chocolate that you can get that's American made is Ghirardelli. Hands down, I don't give a fuck what you say. Ghirardelli is the best. And then maybe Dove after that, which Dove is not great, but like on a national level. I mean, because there's a bunch of like local chocolates you can get. But I'm talking like national level. And then everything else after that. So it goes Ghirardelli, Dove, and then maybe everything else. And I don't even consider Hershey in that at all. Fuck Hershey. Unless it's like a Reese's peanut butter cup. That counts. But that's all about the peanut butter, not the chocolate. So
we have those here too. I mean, so
do you have? Oh, you see, you guys are so lucky up there.
right? Like she was comparing our Smarties, saying that they're the answer to M&Ms. I'm like, we have both. Like, it's not.
See, yeah, y'all Smarties are different than ours.
Right, because yours are like those rocket things, right?
No, it's like a little fucking chalky piece of shit.
Yeah. We call them rockets here.
We also have sweet tarts, which are similar to Smarties, but sweet tarts are better than Smarties.
We got those here too, but us,
y'all Smarties are made by Cadbury, though, right?
Right, they're chocolate with a candy coating, just like M&M, but different type of chocolate. So in Canada, whenever you ask people what they like better, they're like, I can't decide, because they're both two really good types of chocolate. They just taste different. So it's like some people have a bit of a hard time deciding which one they like most. They like both equally.
Because your major producer of chocolate up there is Cadbury, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we have Cadbury here, but it's not nearly as popular, and I think it's a different type of Cadbury. I mean, I've never had Canadian Cadbury, and I've obviously never been to Britain where they actually make Cadbury, the main factory, so I don't really know. But, I mean, Cadbury here is okay. I would, love to do that taste test. That we could actually fucking do.
Right, I was thinking that when I saw this video. I was like, that we could do.
Yeah.
The beer thing is illegal. We'll probably do time.
Yeah, what Teeth and I wanted to do was we wanted to get a 6-pack of beer from local breweries in our towns and then ship them to each other, but that would be crossing the border, and the only way I could do that is if he ordered it from a brewery and then had it shipped to him there, but I couldn't do it myself. So, and I don't even know, I know that's how I could do it to you, but I don't even know how you would get it to me, so I'm not even going to fucking worry about it.
When they flag it, when I send it, and they're like, "This is against the law," I'll be like, "Sorry, eh?"
Here's a donut. But no, we could do snacks.
Yeah, dude.
That we could fucking do. We need to figure that out. We need to do that.
That's where that video was kind of a disconnect for me in some way, because I'm like yelling at the TV like an old man. I'm like, we have those here too, like, because I know it may be American, but we do have a lot of American stuff
Of
here.
course
Where
yeah.
you guys don't have the shit that we. And she's like, what is wrong with us? Why haven't we stolen these things from Canada yet?
Yeah, like I've had them before, and I'm not a big fan, like the ketchup chips.
Oh, blasphemy.
See, maybe I've just had the wrong ones.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe I've just had like the American version of it that came around one time and I was like, oh, this sucks, and I never had them again.
Even here, there are some lower end brands that they fuck the flavor up, so it almost tastes like their tomato soup fucking chips.
Oh,
not for me, dude.
That just
yeah.
No. I don't know. We need to figure that out. We need to do that one.
Yeah.
Because there's a couple, even though I'm not a YouTube, video creator, there's a couple YouTube video creation things I want to do. Like, so that would be one fun for you and I to do, because that wouldn't be like a full podcast. That would just be a thing that we would do, just to upload it as like a 20-minute video, 15-minute video. But there's also one that I want to do, and I've been wanting to do it for a long time. And it's not even it wasn't even originally a YouTube thing. It was just something that I wanted to do for my own personal knowledge. And I'm not sure how popular it is up there, but it's popular here. I want to know what the best root beer is.
Ooh. Damn.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking because you can go to these specialty stores and get the local root beers, and then you got your Barks and you got your A&Ws. I'm not sure what you guys have up there.
Same thing. Yep, we got all that.
Or your mug root beer, which is Pepsi, and all this other stuff. Then you have, then you've got, all these other ones. It's like I want to drink them all at one time and figure out what the best. I'm like, but I've always wanted to do that just on my own. I'm like, that'd be a fun little, video to do. I'm not a YouTube content creator. I never have been, never will be. I've done a couple one-offs, like when I was bitching about 1 million moms. But that's not who I am. I'm a podcaster. I'm an entertainer. I'm a stand-up comedian. But
do the craft dinner thing on YouTube.
I am gonna do the craft dinner thing. I want you to send me a box of craft dinner, and I'm gonna compare it to craft macaroni and cheese. I want to see if there's really a difference.
We changed the. People don't know because we talked about this off air, but it's like we changed the name here to craft dinner. You're like, I want to try that instead. And I'm like, of course you do, because you're a man of culture.
So I do. I just want to see if there's a difference. Because I remember back in high school, one of your most famous bands ever come out of Canada that are actually better than Nickelback, Bare Naked Ladies.
It's not hard to do.
The Bare Naked Ladies came out with a song called If I Had $1 Million. And in that song, I remember this back in the day. This was in my high school time, 20-some years ago. Fucking old fart. One of the lines is, if I had $1 million, we wouldn't have to eat craft dinner. And I was like, what the fuck is craft dinner? And back then, we didn't have we had the internet, but it was AOL. Yeah. So I didn't look that shit up. I was like, what the fuck is craft dinner? For the longest time, I didn't know what the hell craft dinner was. And then when I figured out, I'm like, it's just fucking macaroni and cheese. And then I'm like, but does it taste different? So I've for 20-some years, I've wanted to know, does it taste different?
Probably not, but
I swear to God, if the instructions on the box are the same, I'll be pissed.
I mean, I could probably tell you right now, it's pretty simple shit.
It's just butter and milk.
Right.
But
and the fucking orange powder shit.
See, now you're getting me all discouraged.
I just put it out there, man.
But again, I want to know, is it different?
I will send it to you and you can decide if it's fucking, but I mean, I hope you know that I don't eat the shit. So when I say you want the dinner version because you're a man of culture, I am fucking with you, because it is nowhere near high-end shit. And if you think that we've snazzed it up and put some razzle dazzle on it over here, we have not.
See, I don't eat it either. I mean, if I eat macaroni and cheese, I like, fake cheese, but like fake creamy cheese, like Kraft
like that
Deluxe
Velveeta shit.
or Velveeta, that's.
Ew.
But 9 times out of 10, I'll make it myself because I know how to make a roux and I know how to make a, the bechamel and add the cheese. I do it myself.
Yeah.
I'm pretty damn good with making mac and cheese by myself.
It's like orange plastic, bro.
Oh, dude, but it's a quick meal. For like when my 10-year-old's like hungry, I'm like, you can make yourself mac and cheese. Go make yourself some mac and cheese. And she's like, okay, I can do that. 10-year-old can make mac and cheese. It's easy enough. But try to teach a 10-year-old to make a bechamel sauce is gonna be it's gonna be a fucking hell no. The other day I was making it and she's like, what the fuck are you doing? I mean, literally she didn't say that, but she had this look on her face like, what? Mix butter and flour and brown it and then add milk and then whisk until it, what are you talking about, Dad? And why are we adding mustard to the fucking macaroni and cheese? It brings out the flavor of the cheese. Oh, but I don't like mustard. Oh, you trust me, you do. It's like, yeah, oh my God, it was such an ordeal the other day when I was doing it.
Anybody that doesn't like mustard, I got beef with immediately.
You can punch my 10-year-old in the face. I'm sure she deserves it.
Mustard's dope, bro.
But again, I'm sure our mustard's different than yours.
Fuck's sakes, probably. I mean, I don't get this, how like we have our own shit and then we have what you guys have too.
Yeah, I mean,
No wonder for you
And then
guys.
we make shit up. I mean, Canadian bacon.
It's fucking bacon.
Look, you guys have actual bacon. You guys eat the same bacon as we do. But we call Canadian bacon little fucking round things of ham. It's ham, bitches.
Which is funny,
Canadians eat regular bacon.
right? But we also have female bacon, which is another part of the pig. It's not ham. It's not the typical standard bacon, which we have, of course, the standard bacon. I get this really good shit. It's sea salt and honey flavored bacon. It's fucking dope. But then there's the Canadian bacon, which is female bacon, which is like more meaty than fat.
Yeah.
And then there's ham. But y'all fucking
But
call
ours
it
is just I mean, ours is just fucking legitimately ham. It's a small round disc of ham. I mean, now if I go over there and get the female bacon, you know, I would like to compare the two. I
I'm
would
not
like
a fan.
huh?
I'm not a fan of it. Really.
I would like to know, you know, where and why we call what we have Canadian bacon when it's not fucking Canadian bacon. I have so many questions. So
Because
many
y'all are
questions.
on crack.
Dude, I cannot wait till I come up there next summer to film this movie and figure out what the hell we got going on up, you know, down here. And I can go, this is stupid.
Nothing's gonna get done because I'm just gonna take you all over the place. Like, try this, eh? Try this, eh?
Like I told you before, like, you know, you're gonna be like, where the hell's Derek? Oh, he's probably at fucking Timmy's again.
Right. Then you're gonna get nailed at the border for trying to smuggle all the good shit back.
UPS, bitch.
He's got a suitcase full of craft dinner.
And some ketchup chips.
You're right, these aren't bad.
Oh, shit.
It's weird, man, because like, yeah, to do this, we got to find out the list of things that you guys have that we don't have here. Because like, she was going on about like Butterfinger. We have that. She was
Oh,
going on
I
about-
do have a one question. So I know that in France, I don't know about England. I know that in France, if you go to McDonald's, it's not called a quarter pounder. It's called a Royale with cheese.
Yeah, that's weird.
What do you guys call it?
Quarter pounder, bro.
It's not, it's the metric system.
I know. It's
So
still.
should it be like a quarter kilogram or something along those lines?
I call it a McNo thanks.
So you guys still call it a quarter pounder?
Yeah, it's the same shit.
Do y'all even know what a pound is?
I only lift them in the gym like all the time, bro. Like fucking, I hate when they talk in kilograms because I'm like, oh, now I gotta multiply it by 2.2 to get the fucking pounds. Like, just say pounds, motherfucker.
Or when you're in England and he weighs 15 stone. How
Oh, I
many?
hate
How many
that.
fucking pounds is in a stone?
Right, I still don't know.
Oh my god, it's ridiculous.
I've converted that so many times and I still don't know what the fuck.
So, see, again, now I'm learning things. 'Cause these are all questions that I've never realized that I've always had. So you guys aren't straight metric. You guys kind of use a mix of the two.
Yeah,
Okay. I was
yeah.
see. I've never been curious enough to know. But now that I guess it's out there, I might as well ask. Okay, so you guys use a mix of the two. Okay. Interesting.
And we don't live off of a diet of maple syrup. I can promise you that.
I didn't think you did.
Like some people think otherwise.
However, you know,
I'm not a-
I'm gonna try to smuggle some fucking real maple syrup back to the U.S. with me.
You know, to do that, you might want to go find some Mennonites because they make it like for real. Otherwise,
Let's go
you're
to
just
Vermont,
buying.
too.
Yeah, otherwise you're just buying like Aunt Jemima from the fucking grocery store, which you could probably get at home. So,
I don't like Aunt Jemima.
well, that's what I'm saying. That's what we got. Like everyone thinks like we got like these high end fucking brands in the grocery stores.
Oh,
and
dude,
shit.
we do.
See.
Oh my god, we got them. They're top shelf in glass bottles, grade A, grade B, grade C, and
I guess we do. But
Yeah, I mean, but it like our amount of like choices. I don't know like about y'all, but it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You get it from Vermont, you can get it from Canada, you can get it from Connecticut, you can get it from here, you can get it from there. It's like all these different brands. There's as many like at least where I'm at. I can't speak for the rest of the nation. Where I'm at, even at Walmart, there's about good as many glass bottle real maple syrups as there are fake maple syrups.
That sounds about right here too. I'm just a shit Canadian who doesn't really care for maple anything, so that I don't really look for it. So,
See, for me, it's maple bacon and maple syrup. I mean, I'm that's it. I'm not a big maple candy person or maple fucking flavored coffee or anything. No, I enjoy maple flavored bacon, maple smoked bacon. And that's not maple syrup smoked bacon. No, it's maple fucking wood, motherfuckers.
Right. Yeah.
Which has a similar taste, but and then maple syrup. I mean, that's my thing. I mean, that's about it. I'm not like a fucking pumpkin spice basic bitch who enjoys fucking pumpkin spice on goddamn everything. Fucking white women. We had that conversation last week, and we're going to get canceled because of your show. I'm not going to go into the white woman conversation here. I don't want to get canceled on my show.
So he just comes on to my show and gets me all fucked up. And then
The opinion there of those of the host and callers. Please direct all of your complaints to them and not the network.
well, I mean, you probably just got me more traffic now too, because they're gonna be like, I need to hear what these assholes said. So they're gonna go.
Oh my god, we went off. It was funny as shit. That was a good comedic hour of fun there.
Oh, it was a blast.
Oh my god, dude! Every time we get together, it's a blast.
Hell yeah.
We could actually do like a weekly podcast together, and it would blow the fuck up.
I'd totally do that.
Hell yeah, me too.
This video, the chick fucking also tried. Well, didn't try it. She loves it already. She knew it. She was like, from Canada. She's like, I'm pissed we don't have this, but coffee crisp. She loves that shit.
What?
And coffee crisp. It's a chocolate bar, but it's like a fucking thick ass wafer coated in chocolate, but it's like a hint of coffee flavor. So it's fucking like really good. And you guys don't have it. And she's salty about it because she's like, why the fuck have we not stolen this yet from Canada? Because this is one of the best things they got.
It's a good question. I'm curious.
Oh, that'll have to be one of the things.
Yeah, you need to send me that shit.
Yeah, dude, it's so good. If you like coffee, it's good. It's like not overpowering, but it does have coffee in the ingredients on the label. So
I'm a coffee nut, dude.
Oh, see there, you're gonna love this shit then.
I love coffee.
This is good shit. It's one of the best. I don't eat chocolate or anything because obviously, like I eat all healthy shit now all the time for training and whatever. So I don't eat all that shit anymore. But back in the day when I was a kid, man, I would eat the fuck out of those things. They're so good. They're still good now, but I don't eat sugar and shit because fuck it. What good is it? Even on cheat days, I try to keep it relatively reasonable.
You know what? You're not like The Rock and eat like 5 large pizzas and 3 pans of brownies.
No, I don't take it that far, but I do love cheesecake. So once in a while, I just kind of go buck nutty. And
see, for me, it's like my cheat weekend. I don't like do anything crazy. I just eat normal food. The fuck was that? Did you hear that?
Are you gonna be murdered on like live?
I don't know. Did you hear that?
I did.
I don't know what the fuck that was. I'm gonna be murdered live on the air. Instant infamy.
Right?
I don't know.
I wouldn't have to send you no chocolate either.
That was weird. I don't know what the fuck that was. It sounded like it was like hail or something outside.
Fucking bananas, bro.
It was. My studio can only be so soundproof. I can't soundproof the fucking sliding glass door.
Right?
But yeah, that was weird. What was I talking about? No, I lost all.
I know that's true.
Like so like on the weekends, for my cheat days, I'll eat a bagel instead of having my protein shake. It's not like I go crazy with it. This weekend, I ate a whole pizza and a box of jalapeno poppers on Saturday. It wasn't anything like absolutely buck shit crazy. Then Saturday I had a turkey sandwich and just stupid shit like that. But then I do eat clean during the week, no fried foods or anything else like that. I don't even eat fried foods on the weekend. I mean, unless I'm like really craving like a fucking Wendy's fucking spicy chicken sandwich and some French fries. That shit is amazing.
Oh my God, there's burger joints out here. You would fucking lose your mind, dude.
I cannot fucking wait.
Oh my God.
We're gonna have to spend just as much time in gyms as we are inside of restaurants.
For me, that's easy, man. I get no fucking issue with that.
Yeah.
Getting me out of there is another story.
Yeah, see, I'm not trying to bulk up anymore. I'm just bulking down. I want to get just lean. I've done that for so long that I was, I enjoy being 250, 10% body fat and whatever. I love that. But at the same time, I was like, you know what, fuck this. I'm just gonna lean out. I just want to get done like 215. I want to get back to because I used to fight at 205. So I used to walk around at 215, do my 10-pound weight cut and be fine. I even fought at 185 a couple times too. So it was like, I would walk around like 205, 210, and still, have a decent weight cut, no big deal. So I want to get back down to that because 250 was my wrestling weight, and I haven't wrestled in fucking 7 years. So it's like, why am I still bulking up? No, fuck it. I'm just gonna go lean again.
Cutting out the beer is the hard part. That's the one that stings a little bit.
See, I still drink my beer. Flying Dog, Thunderpeel, IPA. It's fantastic.
I never told you the story about when I was high as a kite in college. My ex, Madden's mom, we were in this house that we were renting, and I was high as fuck, and I was tripping out, cracking up. And I was like, I got to go to my nature fridge. And she's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Your nature fridge.
We had this back deck, and we had a door that leads to it that has like a big glass, window in the door. And outside of that was a motion sensor light. And every time I opened the door, my shadow would make the motion sensor light come on. So it's like every time I open the door, the light would come on, and there's just enough snow that my beers were sticking up in it to stay cold outside.
That's awesome.
It's like every time I open the door, the light comes on like a fridge. I was like, it's my nature fridge. It gets colder out there than it will in that piece of shit.
That's great. I like that. That's funny.
I was high as fuck, and I was so entertained by this.
Oh, shit. All right. I think it's time. Oh, man, dude, we've been going on for 2 hours. Look at that. See, we do this all the time. What the fuck? Every time. But I think it's time to wrap it up. So, again, December 11th, the charity event for Toys for Tots. Join us live right here. Starts at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And it's going to go until we either run out of acts or raise enough money. But if we raise enough money before we run out of acts, we're just going to keep going anyway because we got acts galore. And it's, it's going to be fucking great. It's going to be fun. All different types of music, all different types of comedy. Famous people are going to come on and do some, shout outs and some other things like that. It's going to be a great, great time. It's going to be for a great, great cause. So come and join us again, December 11th right here. I will not upload it as a podcast, obviously, because it's going to be way too fucking long. So there will not be a Friday podcast that week. But it will be just straight up live on YouTube and available any other time. And hopefully you guys will still, click that donate button after the fact. If you guys watch it on Saturday or whenever else, and donate to Toys for Tots and the Marine Corps, because that's what, this is all about. So any parting words for us there, Keith?
Well, that's my cheat day, so I might have a few drinks. So I'm reserving my time slot for pisses now.
Dude, we're not going to be on the air very much. I mean, we're going to be on like maybe 5-10 minute bursts at a time. It's going to be mostly just acts and shit like that. I mean, because I'm telling the bands, 20 to 30 minutes. And again, they can either go live or they can just send us a pre-recorded, segment. But again, it's going to be 20 to 30 minutes. The comedians that we're giving them 15 to 20 minutes each. So, I mean, we got plenty of time for piss breaks and everything else in between. Yeah. I mean, like back in the day when Jerry Lewis was doing his fucking telethon, I mean, for the MDA, I mean, he wasn't on the every fucking second. I mean, so we're gonna go. We start at 6, and we're just gonna go until we can't go no more, and raise as much money as we can for fucking Toys for Tots.
Knowing us, we'll have our own little side thing where we're harassing each other while everything else is going on.
Yeah, because the thing about it, that's the great thing about switching over to Zoom, is that obviously there's a chat box for YouTube that I can see in OBS, but we can use the chat box function in Zoom. Therefore, nobody else knows what we're talking about. But yeah, so that's it for tonight. Who do I have tomorrow? I gotta look at my email. Some band tomorrow. Dude, all these bands are like starting to run together, but you know what? I love every fucking minute of it. I just get told tomorrow, 8:00, talk to these guys. Cool. You set it up. Here, I need 4 next week. Here, just let me know what I'm doing.
You gotta get that 4.5 million views every day.
I gotta get my 4.5 million views every day.
That oddly specific number.
That's right. So let me be more specific. I get between 20 and 150 views on my my YouTube channel, and I get 45,000 downloads. But that's not accurate, because that's an oddly specific number. It's like 44,600 and some weird average. I don't fucking know. It's not 45,000. So I'm sorry for lying to you earlier, Keith. It's 44,600 and something. I don't even remember. It might even be 300. I don't know. So maybe I just need to downgrade it to 44,000, because maybe I'm overachieving myself. Maybe I'm being a little too generous.
All I can give you as advice is you haven't made it yet until you've created your own fake website to call yourself number one, and then go on your show and thank yourself as if it's not you. That's how it's done.
I should do that.
Right.
I'm gonna create a fake website and then call myself number one and you number two.
Right? And be sure to duplicate that website as lazily as possible.
Yeah.
And just call yourself admin. Don't even give yourself a fake fucking writer's name.
Yeah. USA Today and Yesterday. That's gonna be the website.
Holy fuck.
Inside jokes that nobody knows what we're talking about.
Well, shit. USA Today already exists. You gotta have.
No, I said it said the name of the website is USA Today and Yesterday.
But you gotta have two, so it's like USA Tomorrow and the next day. And they have to look exactly alike.
That is. Oh, motherfucker. That's great. Either way, thank you very much for a legitimate 1 million downloads for September and a legitimate 850,000 and counting for October. Legitimately, thank you very much, everybody. I do appreciate you guys. Come back tomorrow, 8 p.m. East, 5 p.m. West, for another edition of Suck It Podcast. And check out Tattness everywhere. Tattness everywhere my podcast is found, so is his. And that Tattness is spelled Tattness, and you can find the links in the description of the video and, of course, of my podcast. But until tomorrow, Keith, I love you, man. You have a great fucking night.
You too, brother.
And we'll talk again soon.
But
we'll talk later. All right.